3, 2, 1. Ah! Whoa. Hello! Welcome to GMAT Tuesdays. My name is Kevin, and I'm playing basketball. Today we are talking about, really worried about that falling, active reading. And the focus point for today is to stay out of the details. I've said this before, it's so important to stay out of the details when you are reading through passages. The key is to focus on where things are, not what they are. So when you first read through a passage, we've talked about figure out what the main idea is, outline the structure of things, think about the author's tone and purpose, but don't focus on the details. Don't focus on what the details are. Just know where the details are so that when you come upon a question, you know where to look, and that's when you can take a deep dive and look at the details of a question, or details in the passage, excuse me. So there was a perfect example of this in the GMAT OG. Let me show you. In this edition of the GMAT OG, questions 56 to 62. The passage is about winters versus the United States. I recommend that you stop the video here, get out your book, and go read that passage and stay out of the details when you do it. All right, go do it, and I'll wait here. Okay, are you back? Great. So, hopefully you took notes while you were reading. Let me, just one second, get this out of the way. Okay, so here are my notes on the passage, and this is a great example of staying out of the details because they give you some really specific details that are numbered, and you might be tempted to sit there and figure out, figure out what those things mean. I encourage you to not worry about that. So here in the first paragraph, we learn about winters versus the US. We learn that there's this treaty, we learn about water rights, and then there's these 3 rules for applying the water rights. Don't worry about what those are. Just worry about where they are. Don't focus on, I don't even know what they are. I've forgotten them completely. I just know where they are so that if I need to go look, I know where to look at the end of the first paragraph. Then finally, later in the passage, in the second paragraph, we learn about winters and how it's applied to the Pueblo reservation. We learn a little bit how no treaty, even though there's no treaty, it's still, the winters decision is still used. And then finally, we learned that reservations is reservations in their designation is about practice, not about treaties or agreements. So, there is the outline of the passage. Remember when you're actively reading to stay out of the details and focus on where things are, not what they are. Bonus feature is I'm going to start talking about the questions to this passage in upcoming videos. So stay tuned, click subscribe to the channel so that you'll get updated with the different questions that are associated with this reading passage, and we can learn all about it. All right, be excellent to the universe, and I'll see you next Tuesday.